Welcome to another episode of Dinner Starts Here. We've got Dan
Hello,
having
Andrew.
us today. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
So we are in what kind of field are we in today?
This is a pea field.
A pea field.
We're peeing.
You're peeing. I bet you don't use that joke very
Not
often.
often.
Not
no.
often.
To the right crowd.
But
Yeah.
maybe this is the right crowd. We'll say that. So now, Dan, you're a farmer, but today, this isn't actually your field.
No. Nope.
Because as well as being a farmer, you work with farmers.
I do.
What's your job look like?
So
today?
my professional title is the agricultural field technician, and I work with Bonduelle, America's Long Life, and we are the largest processor of processed vegetables in Canada. So my job is essentially the middle person between area farmers, area growers, and the company Bonduelle. So my role is to look after a portion of the crop production.
So then, give me an idea of how that relationship works, because Bonduelle doesn't own this farm.
No.
The farmer isn't the one processing the peas.
No.
How does that relationship work?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a partnership, so to speak. Not a financial partnership or anything, but this particular grower and all of our growers are contracted with us to provide the acreage to grow the crops that we require. We provide them with the seed, and we look after all the planting scheduling, crop monitoring, harvest operations, as well. The grower provides the land base and looks after all the seeding operations and all the weed control programs, and we're there to assist him and put all the logistics together to make a crop.
Well, it must be a relationship that works out right, because personally, I know farmers that have been involved in working with you guys for quite a few years.
Yeah. Yes, we have some 30-plus year growers. A fella that just retired from my job. He's met 3 generations, all in the same family,
that cool?
from the time he started. So
Isn't
it's
that
a
cool?
very long-term relationship for
That's
sure.
cool.
Yes.
So then let's talk peas here. So we've
Absolutely.
got peas. These peas, are they ready? Are they not ready? What do they look
These
like?
peas are perfect. Beautiful, sweet-looking peas.
So so these are the peas that if I go and buy a can of peas or frozen peas or something, this is what I'm going to buy?
Absolutely. If you buy frozen vegetables in Canada, or anything that may have been a catered meal in Canada, chances are we produce them.
Really? So then, okay, so you said you look after the seed, but the farmer looks after the planting. So
Yes.
the farmer plants these peas.
Yes.
When do they plant them?
So these were planted on the 13th of May. So
Oh,
today
okay.
is the 10th of July, so this is about a 60-day crop.
Oh, that's a
from,
pretty quick
from
crop
planting
compared
to
others.
harvest. So another nice thing about this crop, it's still early enough that there's an opportunity to plant a second crop this season.
If you wanted to plant soybeans or something like that.
An
Yeah,
early
okay.
maturing soybean,
Yeah.
so it's pretty efficient use of land as well.
Oh, that works pretty good. So then,
Yeah.
farmer plants, obviously these grow awfully quickly. Then
Yes.
how do you know today's the day that they're ready?
Well, I think you can see my little trail here off in the background. I was telling you earlier, we have students that work with us during the summertime, and actually this field, I was the lucky guy that got to
to do this
pre-grade
all the time?
at 5 a.m. every morning. So usually
Really? Your day starts by going through fields at 5 a.m.
we like to have all the numbers early in the morning so that we can make plans for the day. This crop changes very quickly, so we need numbers and all the information that's required to make those plans as early as possible in the morning. So I'm here at 5 a.m. or my students are here at 5 a.m. and what we do, we walk into the field and you can see the little hole here. Essentially the student will come in and pick about a 6 by 4 foot area, stuff all the peas in a bag, and do that in 3 spots along the trail, and then all of those that sample goes to get essentially run through a little miniature pea combine, which gets all the berries out of the pod and takes.
You call these berries? So I have to stop right now.
I would call this a berry.
You would call this a
Sure,
berry?
why not?
I learned
Why
something
not?
new today.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted you. That's fascinating.
So all the berries come out of the pod, and there's a few measurements that are taken that give us an indication on how much more time the crop has to grow, to put more peas on, because these guys will be very small when they're young. and that gives us an indication on how much more time we have and how quick the crop is advancing based off of various weather
So
conditions.
what makes a good pea then when you are checking these? You
Yep.
said these are perfect.
These are perfect. So when the peas are very young, they're very moist. There's lots of moisture inside. This is a certified test. That's called the pinch test. That takes.
That's official.
I haven't perfected it just yet, so I still need a machine. But the 30-year vets, they're pretty good at this. But you can see there's still a little bit of moisture inside the berry, but it is starting to turn a little firm inside. So I think you met a pea farmer a few weeks ago in Western Canada.
Yeah.
So very, very similar crop, but his are left until they're hard, they're firm. So this is essentially just an immature field pea, but it's bred for processing purposes.
For processing, because
You
I
betcha.
don't want to chew on
No.
crack my teeth on a
No.
pea. I want that, soft,
Nice,
boil it
tender,
up,
tender
that
pea.
kind of thing.
So sometimes they are harvested as they get harder, so there's a lot less moisture in. And what those will go for is a lot of the soups that you buy at the grocery
those firmer
store.
ones. Oh,
because
okay.
the
Well, that's what he did say. They were going to pea soup.
Yep. Because the soup manufacturing process requires a harder pea so that they don't just have pea soup at the end, or a mushed pea soup.
Pea soup.
Yes.
Oh, isn't
So,
that cool? So,
yeah.
well then, I mean, you're the expert in this. So
Oh, I
you
don't
called
know
this a
about that.
berry, but you said you're the
Yes.
largest vegetable processor.
Yes,
Is a pea a fruit or a vegetable?
it
then?
is a vegetable.
It is a vegetable.
Yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
You said that so firmly that there is no.
Well, it's not
disagreement.
a seed yet, so we'll go with berry.
So we had to move inside, Dan, because it's starting to rain.
Well, and I don't like my hair going frizzy.
Well, that's my problem too.
Yeah,
I
I bet.
always worry about that. So we were kind of looking at those peas. So then, I've got some of the video there now of them harvesting, of them dumping into the truck. It dumps into the truck, then what?
So from the field, another part of my job is ideally I want that full truck to show up at the plant immediately as the one before it has run out. It's empty.
Oh, okay.
So from there, it goes into the plant, gets washed, gets cleaned. Obviously, you see some little pods get in, maybe a little bit of leaf and stem, stuff that you don't want to eat, right? So it gets washed, it gets cleaned, it gets blanched, which is not really a cooking process, but it kills anything, any sort of bacteria or anything that's... It's the world. There's bacteria in it, right?
Yeah.
The soil has bacteria. Everything does. So we blanch it. That kills all the bad bugs, and from there it gets frozen.
Really?
That's it.
Frozen, and then and then it just sits in the freezer,
It goes into a big freezer, and 364 days a year. We do take Christmas off. We have our own packaging facilities at the plant, and it might go into a straight bag of 100% peas. It might go into mixed vegetables. We've got all kinds of different SKUs and different products, mixes and blends that it will be packaged in throughout the rest of the year.
Really? But basically, like that truck right now, I mean, we're in mid-morning right now, coming up to noon. That dump is going to be frozen by like...
in about 2.5 hours,
No
it'll be
way.
empty and frozen. Yep.
That's moving fairly quickly. Why so fast?
Well, we don't want it to. Obviously, it's a fresh crop. It doesn't have a shelf life. So again, a big part of my job is raw inventory control, and for food safety reasons, I feed this to my family too. We want it to be as fresh as possible. In fact, one of our mottos, I guess, at Bonduelle is better than fresh.
Well, and I mean, when you're talking like 2 hours, like I wouldn't pick these. I wouldn't have them ready until supper. Like, that's 6 hours. I'm way behind on the French side, obviously.
You betcha.
Oh, that's cool. Well, this has been awesome. Thanks for the tour today, Dan.
Thanks for coming out.